Taylor Swift is really, really smart, and it was not lost on me that the second commercial into Sunday Night Football was a reminder that, hey, the movie version of my Eras Tour is coming out on October 13th. It is not lost on me that there are also football fans who might have their foray into Taylor Swift. Like, she's everywhere.
This week, Taylor Swift was named Time's 2023 Person of the Year. And for those of us normal people on Earth One, a megastar with $1 billion in ticket sales for a single tour could be given this title for the impact she has had. But on Earth 2, right-wing commentator Jack Posobiec said, quote, the Taylor Swift girl boss PSYOP has been fully activated to her upcoming 2024 voter operation for Democrats on abortion rights. You read that correctly. Former Trump immigration advisor Stephen Miller, he wanted to weigh in on it as well. So he added, what's happening with Taylor Swift is not organic. You heard it from Republicans first, folks. If Trump loses in 2024, it is because of the pure political magnetism of none other than Taylor Swift. He never stood a chance against her. Kurt Bardella and Hayes Brown are back with me to discuss this. So I didn't think that we would be having a conversation. It was not on my bingo card to have, or bingo board to have a conversation about Taylor Swift election conspiracy theory. But here we are at the end of the year, Republicans batting it around.
Yeah, that is where we are somehow. I'm as shocked as you are. I mean, I guess they're still upset that Trump never made Time Man of the Year. I don't know what this conspiracy is about, except for the fact that they're so afraid of the power of what girls and women are into. That's the only vibes I'm getting off of this. We are terrified of the things that women and girls find popular. So clearly it must be some sort of psyop to manipulate the American public. No, there's no way that Taylor Swift is this popular on her own.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, who does she speak to? She speaks to a large segment of this population that could turn out to vote, and that's what they suddenly are worried about. And Kurt, could you ever have predicted this mutation of the 2020 rigged election claims?
Well, I mean, they just keep taking it to a whole new level. And honestly, I think they're playing with fire here. If there's one person that you do not want to get into any kind of PR war with, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She is a communications marketing genius, savant. There is no one like her on the face of this planet. And if Republicans want to keep talking about her and mouthing off about her and attacking her, I don't think they appreciate the mobility and the velocity of the Swiftie army, because they will come for you. And I'll tell you, it is one of the most powerful, organic, organizing communities on the face of the earth. What they have done to propel her tour and the release of her tour to a movie theater to billion-dollar status. Why on earth would you want to poke that bear unless you want to get shellacked in November?
Everywhere. So ready for the conspiracy theory of the weekend?
Let's go.
When you used to type in Taylor Swift jets on Google, it was all about Taylor Swift's use of private jets and the damage that it was causing on the environment and the carbon emissions that Taylor Swift was responsible for with all of her private jet travel. What happens now, CJ, when you type in Taylor Swift jets?
Pictures of Swift at the Jets game.
We've not got involved with politics or religion.
Yeah, but this is on the home front. And also, back in the presidential election, I was in such a horrendous place that I wasn't going to pop my head out of the sand for anything.
Why would you? I mean, does Bob Hope do it? Did Bing Crosby do it? Does Mick Jagger do it?
Hell? Come on.
No, what I'm saying right now is
Bob Hope and
First
Bing
of all,
Crosby.
these aren't your dad's celebrities and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
And imagine if we came to you and said, hey, we've got this idea that we could halve the number of people that come to you next week.
And the other thing, just from a security
So you
standpoint,
think
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that. I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history. And if he doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Taylor, here's the problem.
I just want to read you what I wrote, and I'm going to try to start. I just really want you to know that this is important to me.
I
this
totally
is something
agree with the issue.
Have you heard hers? Have you just heard?
Yes, I've read the entire thing. And the bottom line right now, I'm terrified. I'm the guy that went out and bought armored cars.
I worry for her safety as much as anybody does, maybe more. It really is a big deal. She votes against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse and stalking. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant. It's really basic human rights, and it's right and wrong at this point. And I can't see another commercial and see her disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values. Those aren't Tennessee Christian values. I live in Tennessee. I am Christian. That's not what we stand for. I need to do this. I need you to forgive me for doing it, because I'm doing it.
Honestly, I think they're playing with fire here. If there's one person that you do not want to get into any kind of PR war with, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She is a communications marketing genius, savant. There is no one like her on the face of this planet.
Jack Posobiec joining us. Now, Jack, you know the refrain with Taylor Swift is and always has been that she's apolitical, right? She doesn't get into this. She doesn't talk about Trump. She doesn't talk about politics. But you have gone through chapter and verse on your Twitter account, bringing the receipts like you always do, showing us that empirically that's not true. So can you once and for all dispel the myth that Taylor Swift is an apolitical figure?
Well, Natalie, thanks so much for having me on. I love the fact that you're doing this on Taylor Swift's birthday, by the way. That's just a little bit of perfection right there. And when they named her, and I could kind of see this psyop forming over the past year or so, because you could see so much investment, so much of the machinery of really the state getting behind Taylor Swift, pushing her to a higher level than she's ever been before. And I'm sorry, folks, but I just have to say this, like, her career peaked like almost a decade ago, naturally peaked about a decade ago. She hasn't had any song that's gone organically, viral or been a big hit organically since then. Now, suddenly she's feeded everywhere. We're faced with her everywhere. It's not a young person that we're talking about. So she turns 34 today. And in that clip that you shared back there, she describes herself as the, the arbiter of Tennessee Christian values. Well, actually, Taylor Swift, you are not a Tennessee Christian. You're not even from Tennessee. You were from Pennsylvania, just literally a couple of miles up the road from where I'm from. People say Taylor Swift's a young girl. No, you're about the same age as me. So no, I can come in and I can comment on this. Now, the media has been losing their minds because after Time Mag rolled her out as the person of the year, something that, which, by the way, she had also been the co-winner of, the co-awardee of in 2017 for her work in the Me Too movement, which was the first time that she was used as an instrument of statecraft, which, of course, the Me Too movement was generally a purge of conservatives, a purge of white Christian males, and then eventually a purge within their own movement. Now with her becoming the full-on person of the year, and I tweeted this, I guess it's been almost 2 weeks since I tweeted this. The media is still losing their minds at me on this, regime media at least, that is. I tweeted, the Taylor Swift girl boss psyop has been fully activated. From her hand-selected vaccine shill boyfriend, to her dink lifestyle, to her upcoming 2024 voter operation for Democrats on abortion rights, it's all coming. Look, Travis Kelce was paid $20 million by Pfizer. This came out before, right? So the $20 million came out before the fact that it came out that she was dating him, but then they announced that they were dating before we knew that he had already signed a deal with Pfizer. He also signed an agreement with CAA. CAA, what is that? That is one of the most powerful Hollywood talent agencies in the entire country, really the entire world. Ari Emanuel's got one. The other one, of course, is this, CAA. This was Harvey Weinstein's power network. Travis Kelce's in that. Taylor Swift is in that. And so what I'm explaining to people is that everything you're seeing right now is manufactured. It's completely manufactured, the same way that that Bernays would manufacture propaganda, came up with the phrase propaganda, changed it to public relations. He said, we can't talk about propaganda anymore, Edward Bernays. We have to turn it to public relations. Bernays, of course, being the nephew of none other than Sigmund Freud, one of the fathers of modern psychology. And so you put all these things together and you understand the power of the people who are behind the media and the power of the machinery of statecraft that's getting behind Taylor Swift. Now, they've rolled this out a couple of times, and as you say, I provided the receipts on my Twitter account. I was very clear about this. We went on the Thought Crime podcast with Charlie Kirk and the guys, and I said, look, she comes out against Trump, right? Pretty much day one of 2020 with this documentary, Miss Americana. She gives one of the worst acting performances I've ever seen in my life. You can basically see the cue cards off the screen that she's reading from. Oh, he thinks gay people shouldn't allowed to be eating in restaurants, and Marsha Blackburn is Trump. She said Marsha Blackburn is Trump in a wig, and she's going after her in Tennessee. She's reading through a litany of these things. She's saying that Donald Trump doesn't stand for equality for women, for equal pay. It's just straight up like left-wing Tumblr, Reddit talking points. And they're using Taylor Swift as the vehicle to do this. Now, they also ran a proof of concept for her. Number one, when she endorsed Joe Biden with a plate of cookies that she made, Biden-Harris 22, or at least we're told that she made the cookies. I mean, if anybody actually thinks that Taylor Swift made those cookies, you probably also think that Russia made an agent of theirs in Donald Trump and put him in the White House, and that's how they won 2016. Then, of course, she also conducted as a show of force, really a proof of concept, how many times, and I believe this is in 2022, how many people she could get to register to vote with just one Instagram post. And they tracked this with just one Instagram post. Taylor Swift put up, I want all my Swifties to register to vote today. Almost 50,000 people registered to vote within one day of her tweet or, posting that up on Instagram. And so they're slowly, very obviously building Taylor Swift into the ultimate left-wing influencer in the way, look, Dylan Mulvaney's TikToks are only going to go so far, okay? And Harry Sisson and these people they're bringing to the White House, they want to bring the big guns online for 2024, and it is going to be Taylor Swift weaponizing the Swifties into an anti-Trump army through the power of TikTok, through the power of ballot harvesting. These direct actions are going to be called for her. And of course, they're going to use those lines of LGBT, of equal rights. And of course, we've already seen them roll this out on abortion rights. So you look at it, right? You're going to see the abortion rights, which we know, of course, are predominantly upheld by what? Single liberal women. So single liberal women who vote predominantly Democrats. I think something like 70% of single women vote Democrat will be weaponized by Taylor Swift herself, a single woman who does.
I think they're playing with fire here. If there's one person that you do not want to get into any kind of PR war with, it's Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She is a communications marketing genius, savant. There is no one like her on the face of this planet. And if Republicans want to keep talking about her and mouthing off about her and attacking her, I don't think they appreciate the mobility and the velocity of the Swiftie army, because they will come for you. And I'll tell you, it is one of the most powerful, organic, organizing communities on the face of the earth. What they have done to propel her tour and the release of her tour to a movie theater to billion-dollar status. Why on earth would you want to poke that bear unless you want to get shellacked in November?